What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sir Love, with another episode of Ask Sir Love right over there. And as we're running through this, it's a crazy day, guys. Work has been crazy, so I want to knock out, one of these real quick, maybe two of these, so I can get one uploaded today and one uploaded tomorrow for you. Joshua Irawo. Ooh, I'm sorry, Joshua. Irawo. Maybe you can help me out. But Joshua Irawo, I believe. Lively info, bro. Cheers. Quick question. What is a typical revenue split for catalog upload deals with a sync agency? That's a great question. All right. So when you're uploading records into a catalog for any type of organization, there's a couple different things that are going to happen. All right. Number one, it depends on if you're uploading it to a pure catalog or if you're doing a licensing deal of some sort, because there's different catalog owners, right? If the catalog is owned by the direct agency that's going to be utilizing it, then the deals will look different than if it's owned by a licensor that's going to be pushing the record out, or if it's owned by a third party to a primary company. All the deals could look different. If you're going direct to a company, I can tell you now that they're always going to ask for the masters, 100%. They're always going to ask for the publishing, 100%. And then typically they will give you, let you retain your writer share, meaning you will get paid through your ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and you said cheers. So I'm assuming you're in another country with whatever PRO you're using in your country, right? All right. So if you're with a licensor, right, a licensing deal may be completely different. I've seen licensing deals at 70-30, 60-40, 50-50. Either way, the larger number goes to you. A licensing deal will be different. If you're uploading to a licensing catalog, it means that you're giving them the access to shop your music. Some licensors will shop your music directly, and some licensors create a library or catalog of their own, and then they shop the whole catalog, right? That way, and I just saw that recently in the syncs and stuff that I was doing, where there were licensors reaching out saying, hey, I have a catalog. Let me know if there's anything in this catalog that you like. We can have a conversation, right? And they're most likely charging the people on that catalog some type of fee to find people like me and submit stuff too, right? Because if you're the artist and you're worried about shows and marketing and videos and this, that, and the third, you might not be thinking about working your music for commercials, television, and shows and movies and things of that nature. So licensors can come in and put you in their catalog. All right, and then they negotiate on your behalf. You normally give them the right sometimes to sign for you on different things. Sometimes you create another copy of the record that has a new master, and maybe there might be a split on the master with the licensor, but you created a new version of the record, and they only get paid out on the master that they place versus the one that you're using to promote. That's another common theme. That's a deeper conversation. Then you have, if you're going through a third party, it can typically look very similar to the licensor, except for they will want long-term investment into the publishing, right? The licensor, they're going to want 70-30, pretty much everything all the way around. If you're going through a third party, from what I've seen, a lot of times they want 50-50 out the gate. So really depends. I've also seen third parties that know that they shop to direct catalogs, and so they will ask for everything that the direct catalog will ask for, which would be 100% in the masters, 100% around the publishing, right? Question is for you, or the question that you probably want to understand is, are these good deals, right? And I look at it like this. Anytime you're doing a deal, this is strategy, all right? I just talked about this in the fear student of the game that I just did. But it's strategy. If you have the ability to create records, right, that can then go forth and create residual income, you should do it. If you have the team, the staff, the power, meaning you can easily go to a studio and record, you can easily get beats, put together for you, or you produce your own beats, your own content, or you can easily acquire beats that you know that you can get full ownership of the records in easily. If you have that type of team, which everyone doesn't have, everyone is not qualified or in a position to pursue these opportunities because they have not advanced in the creative space far enough. A lot of artists in particular, they're trying to advance their promotion and their marketability on the record label side, whether they're indie or major or whatever. They're looking for record label sales, which we know is streaming sales today, and they're looking for fame and Grammy Awards or things of that nature. The conversation that we're having is a publishing conversation, and building yourself up in this space looks completely different. Having full control over your environment is extremely important, right? Because if someone calls you and says, "Hey, we're looking for this for a movie. Do you have anything like that?" The answer might be no, but you go, "Well, when is it due?" They say, "Well, we need something in 14 days." You might spend the next 14 days just pumping out exactly what they need and sending it to them, right? It's a completely different business model, people that are working in this publishing space, because they're not chasing fame, they're chasing placements. Right? Just like a producer can chase placements with rappers and singers and artists and rock stars and whatever. People in the publishing space are chasing placements with TV shows and movies and music supervisors that are working deals. So if you are on the left side of this, right, you have been building yourself as a publishing entity, and you have the creative means to create and deploy at any given time. By deploy, I mean release content, right, and ownership. You have ownership, you and your team, whatever, at any given time. Then these could be a very lucrative situation for you all the way around, no matter which category you fall into, because you're making the music with the purpose of sending it away, with the purpose of maybe getting a fee up front, maybe not getting a fee, but you're getting long-term usage out the record. I mean, you're basically building a portfolio where you might end up at some point having 500-600 songs across all these different catalogs, and at any given time all those songs could be getting played on multiple shows at the same time, and you could just have residual checks coming in from ASCAP and BMI and CSAC or whoever your PRO is, and you can just have an influx of cash coming in. You do what you love to do every day. Every day you wake up in the morning, you make music, you submit it to these different catalogs, you submit it to these different people, and then you get selected. The better your stuff is, the more likely it is to get selected for different scenes and scenarios, and you can make a living off of that. A lot of people make a living off of that, regardless of which type of deal you sign. However, if you are on the other side, and on that particular side, you're looking more toward, establishing yourself as an artist and getting records out there and getting stuff out there, it limits you, because likely you have no control over the production team. You're getting beats from whoever, right? And so if you were to get a placement, you might not even be able to get your own beat cleared. You'll talk to the producer, and the producer says, "I don't want to do the deal," but you want to do the deal. Well, you can't do it without the producer, therefore you're out the deal, right? You're not in a position to move autonomously because you don't own anything. And this is the reason why the companies ask for the masters, because they want to be autonomous. They don't want to call you and ask you, "Hey, can we put this show on Netflix?" Random producer in whatever state, country that we don't know, that has the ability to stop me from putting onto Netflix something that I spent millions of dollars to create, or hundreds of thousands of dollars to create, and you, one random person, have the power to stop my growth. No, they're not going to give you that power. That's why they're going to acquire the masters, right? And you as an artist, if you don't have the masters of the track, right, then you don't have control, right? We talk about masters in other videos. You have to understand what that is, because there's the physical master, then there's the paperwork side of the masters, right? But you have to have both sides. That's the reason why these companies say, "I want the publishing and the masters. I want to control it." All right. But I think I answered the question. What is a typical revenue split? You're seeing 70-30s, you're seeing 60-40s, you're seeing 50-50s. You should never be upside down in these types of deals. All right. And that's all writer share. From a publishing side, I've seen artists, go down to zero. And that's regular common for a catalog sync. And it's regular. Now, if you're doing a traditional sync, which I think I talked about in the video that you're referring to right here, what's the video called? How is music synced in? Let me scroll over. How is music selected for TV and movies, right? How does syncs work, right? So I broke down the difference between a traditional sync and, a catalog sync, and I also pointed you down the direction of all sorts of videos I've done in the past about syncs, but hopefully this should be helpful to help you understand what type of deals you should take and how you should think about it. Again, guys, it's not about, is this deal good, is this deal bad? It's about strategy. So if you have your own creative setup and you have control and you can create music and release music at will and have approval from everyone involved in that process, they're all on the same page to sign off on something, you're bad. You're ready to go. You're further along than so many other people, and you're in a position to take advantage of all these opportunities. However, if you do not have that, It's a much tougher conversation. You never want to submit a record that you're actually investing in, that you're putting money into, you're shooting videos for, you've released it already. You never want to put those type of records in the catalogs. It will create legal conflicts. And then two, you don't want to give up your masters. I mean, why would you give up ownership to a record that you just invested $10,000 into? It makes no sense, right? So if you're vested in a record, don't submit those type of records to these types of opportunities. But like all of you, many of you artists right now, you made a song yesterday that 6 months from now you're going to think is crap, right? And right now you have a song you made 6 months ago that you thought was dope at the time, but right now you think it's crap. Where all those songs, instead of sitting on your hard drive making $0, could be in someone's catalog getting selected for movies and television and film, and you could be making money off of that song. It's sitting in your drive making $0. You could be sitting in someone else's drive making money. Strategy. If you're not using the record, why hold up the potential? Why stop the earnings? Make your records work for you. Don't work for the records. That's the publishing thought. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little bit about a lot. And I'm always trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Go check us out. Like, subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, you should subscribe. And send me a question. What is your question? Let me help you out as well, man. Appreciate your time, guys. Take care.